In the ongoing effort to strike a balance with my criticisms of Christianity, here is part 3 of how to be a Christian without intellectual compromise, encountering the Bible. This really needs to be prefaced with part 1, so if you haven't watched that yet, please hit the comment and follow the chain back to part 1. So our hypothetical person, Sam, is reading the Bible with the intentions of going from outside of Christianity to inside of Christianity. Remember, Sam is under no obligation to assume that the Bible is holy in any way, nor are they obligated to revere the Bible in any way. Sam has no reason to assume that God even exists at this point. Additionally, Sam is under no obligation to assume that the beings claiming to be God from one story to the next are actually God or even the same being. So there's nothing wrong with Sam coming to the conclusion that the being claiming to be God in Genesis 19 is not the benevolent God they are looking for. Sam reaches this conclusion for the following reasons. The angels going into the city saved Lot for supposedly being a righteous man despite being willing to sacrifice the lives of his daughters before considering to sacrifice his own life in an effort to save strangers nonetheless. Also, the being claiming to be God in this story chooses to destroy the city in such a way that unnecessarily unalives Lot's wife, leading to incest. On behalf of the being claiming to be God in this instance, this suggests that the being lacks the ability to control their destructive power and lacks foresight. These things, among others, lead Sam to the conclusion that the being claiming to be God in this story is actually a different higher power claiming to be God. Sam is also under no obligation to assume that this story is true, so Sam is free to consider that this story may be completely fictional. This does not mean that Sam is closing themselves off from new information that might shed new light on this story. However, it would be intellectually compromising for Sam to proceed under the assumption that this information exists, lest Sam ignore every indication of potential falsehood in the stories of the Bible or other claimed holy books. This is the way Sam processes this story and others like it. Next, we'll look at an example of how Sam processes a story that is more in alignment with the sort of God they're seeking. But before we do, please share your thoughts and questions about this video in the comments below.